the personality, welcome a leader amongst the leader. She broke the all stereotypes in the because her country, we claim it in Asia and people of Africa claim it in Africa, but they are in middle. So let's welcome Her Excellency the President of Mauritius, a first female president of Mauritius, Her Excellency Amena Ghoreb Fahim. She is with us. Your Excellency, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your kind welcome. I've just joined the meeting, so I don't know exactly where I am, whether my presentation has already been read, because I can still make it, I can still read it, but I think I had already sent you the presentation. So I remain guided, sir.
Your Excellency, that will be distributed to the all audience in the CD format, and we was having it that format ready so that everybody not see once, they will see again and again.
Okay, so you want me to read it again, or what do you suggest?
The summit is going to be concluded, and we was waiting for you to that you are the one who have to speak with the youth. You have to speak with the leaders sitting in the first row, and they are watching you.
Yeah, okay. If you have 10 minutes, I'll just make my speech.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Thank you. Thank you. Excellencies, distinguished guests, the young people of Pakistan and beyond. It gives me great pleasure to be speaking to you today. And as His Excellency has said, you know, we have to be addressing, we have to keep on empowering the youth. But as usual, being of my gender, I tend to focus a little bit on the gender component, and I try to address our ladies' folk as much as possible. So, ladies and gentlemen, as a former female African head of state, but who is first and foremost a scientist, I have always used my pulpit to champion not just the cause of science for development, but also to speak on the empowerment of women and the youth. Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to thinking about women in powerful positions, we are often blinded by and stubborn products of long embedded bias that tends to mire our thoughts. And the higher up the status pecking order up to, and including the position of head of state, the more this tends to hold true. We're also aware that this attitude pulls us back and slows the evolution of our country, our region, and even the global economy. But these prejudices date back to the existence of mankind, and this sort of entrenchment takes active, sustained, and dedicated effort to drive away. It cannot be done in a single generation, but it must be done at all cost. We will need a complete mindset shift for this 21st century for the full and equitable economic participation of women. We must be able to say collectively, let us dare to be the generation to make the definitive difference. Let us act together as a community of women and rise to conquer our own timidity, learn to take risk, defeat our prejudices, and even subconscious antagonism towards other women to face up to the fact that elimination of gender inequity is in reach. Ladies, ultimately, it will be for us women to open the doors so that others may live and prosper. We need to direct that kindred spirit to help out the younger generation. Take our literal and figurative daughters by the hand and teach them to benefit through our experiences. Mind you, this is easier said than done. Women tend to disparage other women more than do men. That's the tragedy and the paradox. So the question now is, how do we proceed? How do we build a critical mass of empowered, prosperous, and confident women who can drive our destiny. Ladies and gentlemen, let us start with the basics: education. Educating women creates an amazing ripple effect, as an educated woman is likely to spend her resources on her family, on the education and health of her children. Thus, educating a girl must not be perceived as a threat, but rather both as a blessing and as a practice that makes good economic sense. I am a product of that vision. My parents believed deeply in education for their children, no less for me than for my brother. Indeed, they were right. Education has elevated me, giving me that springboard of substance and self-confidence to aim higher. Good education empowers, breaks down barriers, promotes critical thinking, and frees the individual from exclusion. And in my case, as you have said, Excellency, insularity. Without a good education, we start life with a severe disadvantage, one that few are ever able to compensate for. This will become increasingly true into the future, given the technological world in which we live. For those without education, the future is beyond bleak. This is where the investment in a girl's education is critical, especially in developing countries. It is precisely in these regions that the contribution of women and girls can make the biggest difference in stimulating the economy. This is where a technical-driven government with science-savvy technocrats can make a big difference in driving the science agenda if we are to leave no one behind. This is where the science-trained girl child will be able to make contribution to development agenda of her community and her country. This is also where I see convergence between the political and science worlds, the drive towards generating tangible results on the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, in the 20th century, the United States showed the way by its trailblazing education policy that institutionalized the integration of races in education settings, favored sciences in the thick of the Cold War, and ensured equal education opportunities between the genders through the passage of Title IX. While these milestones may seem modest today, at that time, they were controversial and courageous. Today, the US is still reaping the benefits of these decisions, which have helped drive the country's economic leadership, with gender equality a crucial component of that strategy. Small investments can result in large gains for girls. One extra year of primary school can boost earning potential by 10 to 20%. At the secondary level, an extra year can result in an impressive 25% boost in earning potential. Ladies and gentlemen, as we speak, nearly 1 billion women are excluded from full participation in the economy. Africa suffers particularly from this reality and has a gender gap of almost 50%. Eliminating the gender gaps in economic participation implies big jumps in income per capita, a vital measure for the economic well-being of any country. Is it only about policies? No. It is also about changing our mindset towards women generally. Ladies and gentlemen, with education and labor come another important element that will ensure full female economic empowerment: leadership. Female leaders have been few, but those that have made it to the highest level of leadership have had lasting legacy. But the sad fact remains that the higher you go up the ladder, the fewer women you meet. In this 21st century, the African continent has had 6 women heads of state, and as we speak, there is only 2, one in Ethiopia and one in Tanzania. There has been progression of African countries in the Global Gender Gap Index, moving from only 9 in 2018 to 31 in 2022. Breaking through the glass ceiling is important, and female leadership, or more precisely female in power, matters more than ever. Ladies and gentlemen, gender equality is enshrined in the 1948 Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Women's cause was considered to be important to the United Nations, and they took up this cause since then. The UN has taken up this matter in major events globally, and culminating in Beijing with the major conference of CEDAW in 2005, and where Hillary Clinton had said, gender equality is not only the right thing to do, it's a smart thing to do, and that women's rights are human rights. It is indeed a smart thing to do, inasmuch as by 2025, it is estimated that a 25% reduction of the gender gap would benefit the world economy by a whopping 5.3 trillion US dollars. Yet, fewer than 5% of Nobel Prize winners are women. One irony and tragedy of this is that women leaders have qualities that can result in better leadership because they tend to make decisions based on consensus, inclusion, caring, empathy, compassion, and focus on long-term sustainability. Yet, in unacceptable numbers, they are denied access. We must show that by being caring, we are not being weak, and that conversely, toughness is not necessarily strength. We must help build confidence in our girls and younger women. It is denied to the girl child when she's told systematically from a tender age that she cannot become an engineer, or that physics and mathematics are too complicated for her. Her lack of confidence is also reinforced in her job. She tends to only apply for a promotion when she feels she is 200% prepared, in contrast to a man who, at much lesser level of preparation, will often leap forward. Only by helping her change this mindset will we reset the narrative. Put it simply, if the full contribution of women to economies and societies is not realized, it is not only women who won't reach their full potential, whole countries will not reach their potential. Ladies and gentlemen, in the area of leadership or power, women find the slopes are too high to climb without some help towards the top. Quotas, unfortunately, may be a prop that we need in the initial stages. Role models and the availability of mentorship of successful women can be critical success factors that need to be plugged into the equation to achieve true parity. One hopes, I hope, that quotas are a temporary necessity, but they may be necessity for now. Excellency, I see myself and I describe myself as an accidental president. I never chose the world of politics, and yet this world chose me. I reached that position by taking a big risk, a huge gamble against all odds. Risk-taking, as well as the acceptance of this loneliness at the top, are valid for both politics as well in the world of business. And it is precisely this appetite for risk and self-confidence that must be inculcated in the girl child and the younger women. It is not taught in business school, and less so in our communities, where women are still disadvantaged. So in conclusion, my message is simple. We need to change the mindset in our 21st century. We need to do away with this ingrained mentality that works against women empowerment. We need to keep daring to make the difference, and we need to keep investing in the ingredients that will provide for the empowerment of empowerment. Despite much progress in many places, many glass ceilings remain, and women in leadership positions globally are still a rare commodity. Those glass ceilings have to be tackled head on, and there are many proven ways of breaking through them. Addressing the basic structural issues is a precondition. Women can't even get near the glass ceilings if they are denied equality and protection under the law and are unable to determine their own destiny. Let us all start looking out for each other. Let us create a world where that little girl out there in any village, in any city, can grow up prepared and able to fulfill her potential. Let us ensure that nobody ever again will doubt that a woman can become that top engineer, doctor, or that minister, or that she can lead because she has had the education, intelligence, charisma, drive, and maybe more importantly, the confidence, compassion, and caring attitude that this fragmented world needs right now and beyond. To succeed, we must dare. If we dare, we will succeed, because success goes to those who dare and rarely goes to the timid. Again, I thank you for inviting me to speak. And again, I apologize for being late. There was another function. But Excellency, thank you so much for associating me with this very important event. Have a great evening.
Thank you very much, Excellency President. You've been a role model for the women in the world. And we are proud of you to having a women teaching the ages. Thank you for your valuable remarks, and I hope you will be stay till the ceremony will end. and I am just moving towards the stage because of the short of a time. And I thank you, Farwan Alizadeh from Azerbaijan. I thank you, the President of the Bangladesh Youth Council, Sarkar Tanveer Ahmed, and I thank you all the youth who was joining online in the Zoom along with the leaders. But unfortunately, I have to go and move to the stage. Before I am moving, I am requesting to Honorable President of the Islamabad Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Shakil Munir, to address the conference and proceed to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Sab. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. His Excellency, Mr. Robert Dosey, Foreign Minister of the Republic of Togo and Chief Guest of today's event, Dr. Shahzad A. Khan, President Youth Council, Dr. Shahid A. Khan, Ambassador, Bogdan Angel, Consular Romania. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. And all the respected participants from all over the world. I appreciate the initiative of World Youth Summit for Peace for organizing the 4th World Youth Summit for Peace, and thank you for inviting me to this important event. I also thank His Excellency Mr. Robert Dosey, Foreign Minister of the Republic of Togo, for joining us in this event as the chief guest. Respected participants, you are aware that peace is the essential requirement for better growth of business activities, economic development, and prosperity. The history of world shows the conflicts and wars always bring destruction to the humanity and badly damage the economics of conflict-hit areas. Therefore, it is very important that we should inculcate the spirit of peace and tolerance in our youth, so that youth could play a more important role in the development of peace in the world. Pakistan is a country of very young people, and they have to play a vital role in the economic development of the country to make Pakistan a progressive and prosperous country. However, this can only happen in an environment of peace and tolerance. Pakistan has badly suffered due to extremism and terrorism. The extreme forces have trained and used our youth to spread terrorism in the country. It is important that every one of us should play a role to save our youth from falling into the hands of extremism and develop them into peace ambassadors. Today, many parts of the world are suffering from wars, conflicts, and instability. The Ukraine example is before you. Many foreign students who were getting higher education in Ukraine have to flee from that country, leaving their education incomplete. The people of Ukraine have to suffer great losses due to ongoing war, due to which their living standards has gone down. Taking benefit of this occasion, I would like to call upon the world community, including the world's youth, to come forward and play role to resolve such wars and conflicts in the world, to make this world a symbol of peace and stability. I would also like to call upon all the political parties and other stakeholders in Pakistan to contribute for creating a culture of peace and tolerance in our country, as political instability is taking a heavy toll on our economy. I look forward that our young leaders will become more proactive for the development of peace and stability in the country, so that Pakistan could emerge as a rising economy of the region. I once again thank the World Youth Summit for Peace for inviting me to this important event, and hope that it would contribute towards promoting peace and stability in our country as well as in the region. Why is youth is so important? Because young people have extremely strong values of tolerance and social cohesion. They aspire to a life of dignity for all. They are committed to peace. You are champions for development and change in communities and societies. You make essential contributors to conflict prevention and peace building. The UN Security Council Resolution 2250 has recognized youth positive contribution to peace. All these things are evident to us, but unfortunately not always to others. Too often, young people are linked to problems. Opposing this false narrative is our responsibility. I want to make it clear that I am not one of those. I also want to say loud and clear that I do not agree with the well-known clash that defends the youth as future leaders. I personally think that you are already leaders of today, and you need and deserve a place at the table. It is not normal that decisions made by earlier generations affect you and your entire lives. This applies not only to conflict and political, social, and economic instability, but also to climate change. We must ensure the full participation and inclusion of young people. Fostering peaceful dialogue, promoting long-term confidence building and cooperation between leaders in third countries. Thank you very much.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Honorable Shakil Munir Sahab. You are a pioneer, most active businessman, and the leader of a chamber of the commerce. Ladies and gentlemen, moving towards the conference ending, and my leaders are waiting because they are also very busy here and there, and they gathered to see their own colleague, friend, who will be awarded with them. I tried very much to bring the President Amina Gharib to Pakistan, Maria Fernanda to Pakistan, and Ambassador Michael to Pakistan. And if I am not wrong, the situation of Pakistan, my brother, Foreign Minister Dose, can elaborate by his own words. I have no words for it. But this is the time, move ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome His Excellency Mr. Robert Dose, Foreign Minister of the Republic of Togo, vibrant diplomat, not only diplomat, a top diplomat of his country. academic, and according to the foreign ministers of the ECOWAS, the most moving forward foreign minister of the East African countries. Please welcome Your Excellency. Floor is waiting for you.
Thank you so much, my friend and brother, Dr. Khan. Excellencies, Prime Minister of the Republic of Guinea-Bissau, the former President of Mauritius, dear President of Islamabad, Chamber of Commerce and Industry, dear colleagues, ambassadors, consuls, all the protocol observed. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow young people, I would like to start my statement and say Happy International Youth to everyone here. I would like to begin by thanking the government of Pakistan for hosting me and my delegation in Islamabad. And I would like to say thanks to my friend, Dr. Khan, and all your staff, the staff of the International Human Rights Commission, for inviting me to mark the International Youth Day 2022 in the theme Dare to Reshape the World, with all of you here in Islamabad. Today, dear friends, you know yourself, the world is home to 1.8 billion people. Majority of them live in developing countries. This sub-region, South Asian, which is home to you, in the home to a very large portion of the world's young people, as my home in the region of Africa. I wanted to talk with you about the young people in Africa, but now, before my big senior predecessor from Africa, I would like to say the Prime Minister of Guinea-Bissau, the former President of Mauritius took a floor and they talk about the young people in Africa. I will move to another point because I think for this evening, you know a lot of things about African continent. So, dear friend, dear young people, after the COVID-19 pandemic and the situation in one of the part of Europe right now, we have to know ourselves. We are in the turning point in our life. We say we are in the turning point because here, turning point is not only for the people who is dying in Europe or in everywhere in Africa also. We are in the turning point because you, as young people, I can say you are in the midst of a generational catastrophe. So we can say we are the most connected generation in history. Of course, we have a lot of problems right now in our continent, in the world, but your generation has a responsibility to make or to do your best for everyone. You have to know, dear friends, the situation of young people right now is very difficult. It's difficult, but you cannot do something if you don't take yourself your responsibility. One of the best philosophers in the world, his name is Leon Blum. He's a European philosopher. He says, young people are the hope, the life that comes, the sap that resists. On the youth of today will depend the future fate of humanity. Yes, the future of humanity depends on you, because you are young, you are a vision for the future of our world. With you, we can make peace together if, of course, you decide to follow a peace way in the world. You know, because we are young people, our message is after 2 days, because yesterday I was here with you, we discussed, we talked together about peace, about your future, about your vision, your vision. We can say after 2 days, and because we are closing our session today, we can say what is or what are your roles for the future. We think your specific role is you have to work for peace, you have to work for yourself before. One of the participants say, we cannot make the peace only for another people. We have to make the peace for ourselves before. If we don't believe, we don't trust in ourselves, we don't trust in our capacity to make a peace. So peace is just a word. It's not a serious, it's not a serious thing in our life. I would like also to share with you one of the idea, the sentence from the guy what I think everyone knows here, Martin Luther King. He say, believe in your dreams and they make come true. Believe in yourself and they will surely come true. Martin Luther King. So, dear participants, dear Dr. Khan, dear young people, before I conclude my remark, I know, as you announced, Dr. Khan, I'm honored to receive the International Human Rights Award 2021 or 22, which been announced last year by yourself. So I would like to tell you thank you. I don't know why you choose me or why your staff choose me. I don't know why. I don't want to know. But I think you and your staff, your team, you took a decision, you took a good decision, and I know it will be difficult for me to say I award from International Human Rights. So, and the people, my friend or my brothers can ask me, what did you do for that? I will tell them, go to see Dr. Khan. Please applaud him. Yes, dear friends, we want the world, our children inherit to be defined by the values of peace, justice, respect, human rights, tolerance, and solidarity. All major religions embrace that principles, and we strive to reflect them in our daily lives. But the threats to these values are most often based on fear. Our duty to the people we serve is to work, to move from fear to each other, to trust in each other also, trust in the values that bind us and in the institution that serve and protect us. Once again, thank you for having me and honoring me on behalf of the people of Togo and my delegation. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I have no words what I should say that why I or my committee has chosen you for the award. I don't know and what to say that President Amina Gharib was awarded the Benazir Bhutto Award last year, and I tried to bring her to Pakistan so that I should give her that award personally. I tried my level best to bring the 73rd General Assembly President to give an in-person award. And I tried also Ambassador Michael to bring him for the award, and the President Dr. Emilian, the President of Romania. It's not my decisions. It's elaboration when we do with the colleagues. And that elaboration comes on the final decision to award the international personalities. It is very difficult to choose the international leaders for the such awards because of many pros and cons. Politics is not readable subject. For that reason, every leader have a pros and cons, and it is very difficult for any committee to select or choose a leader to be awarded. So I think my answer is to my dear brother, Foreign Minister, that your leadership qualities along with the leaders are watching. Their qualities are the deserving qualities for the awards and recognition, what you are doing for the pupils and what you are doing for the humanity. Ladies and gentlemen, I am just moving toward the closing remarks. Here, the 18th Prime Minister of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, His Excellency Sayyid Yusuf Raza Gilani, wanted to be in person here, but now he is joining, he sent his video speech because he is in a far-flung area and he couldn't proceed here. The control room is requested to proceed the speech of the former Prime Minister, Senator Sayyid Yusuf Raza Gilani.
हेलो सर, उसको डाउनलोडिंग में थोड़ा सा टाइम लग रहा है, काइंडली वेट.
Okay, we will. Uh,
जो सर्टिफिकेट्स उस पर साइन करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, स्टैंप लगा है एचआरसी का।
Basically, he is the president of the conference, so I have no right to exclude his speech.
Invite any in-person speaker. In the meanwhile, we are getting ready.
Then we will move toward the award ceremony. Before, yes, no, I am looking at the Secretary General in the New York. Open the mic for the Secretary General for few remarks. Mr. Secretary General, floor is yours, but for the very short remarks.
Thank you so much, Excellency, Mr. Chairman, Ambassador Dr. Shahid Amin Khan, Excellency Foreign Minister of Togo. What a beautiful speech. I just heard the last part of it and the response of Dr. Shahid Amin Khan. Yes, the leadership capabilities is more than anything else for a leader to be qualified for the award. First of all, I apologize. Uh, I wanted to be in person in conference. I was there in Pakistan last week, but I had to rush to some very important meetings representing International Human Rights Commission on international forums. I'm also from New York. Hi, everyone. Just like the chairman said, very brief. So the most important thing I can tell the youth, you are the future of the world. And I'm going to admit and I'm going to acknowledge that my generation did not give peace and prosperity to the world, but we are trying to empower you and we are trying to make you powerful and experienced enough to take the charge of this world and make this world better and more beautiful place for your future and my children's future. So go ahead and do it. We are all here to support you and empower you. Thank you so much once again, and best of luck for the next year, and hopefully to see you here in New York in the 5th Youth Conference, New York. Yes. Thank you so much and best of luck.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary General. Yes, of course, the 5th World Youth Summit for Peace 2023 will be held in the New York at the Auditorium of United Nations General Assembly. And now we should proceed, and I have to go to the stage, and you people should watch on a Zoom that the which personality is getting. It's a very small award ceremony because we, International Human Rights Commission, never awarded the bulk. We awarded the person who deserved. So let it be to conclude before the remarks of the the former Prime Minister, who is the president, sitting president of the World Youth Summit for Peace organization, and I'm moving towards the award ceremony. State Secretary should join me over there.
So the first International Human Rights Award goes to His Excellency Professor Dr. Emil, who is the third President of Romania. Ladies and gentlemen, please a big round of applause for him. Our second guest speaker for the Benazir Bhutto Award is Dr. Amina Firdaus, who is the first female President of Republic of Mauritius. This is a lifetime achievement award for her. Dr. Amina, a female from the IHCR, is receiving award on her behalf.
Control room.
In our peace endeavor.
आप उनको शो करें ना. Show the President Amina Goreb. Madam President, your award is handed over in person.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And your embassy officials on request, but the ambassador was out of a country. They said that send this award to the embassy and we will forward it to the Excellency President.
Thank you so much, Excellency. Thank you.
No.
Our next guest speaker for International Human Rights Medal is Ms. Maria Fernanda, who is the President of the 73 United Nations General Assembly, former Minister of Foreign Affairs and of Defense of Ecuador, and she is actually virtual, so someone from here will be receiving award on her behalf.
Your Excellency, President Maria, the award has been given to you, but you don't have an embassy in Pakistan. And we have to, either we have to have an honorary consul general, or either you should ask the government to open the embassy in Pakistan.
I will do, Excellency, but thank you very, very much. It means a lot to me, and of course we will make sure that there is a mechanism to get the award physically, and hopefully in my next visit to Pakistan. Thank you very much.
So the next Human Rights Award goes to His Excellency Mr. Michael, Ambassador and Permanent Representative, Slovak Republic to the UN. Ladies and gentlemen, please a big round of applause for him. Award will be received by the Honorary Consul General of the Slovak Republic.
Okay. I have a certificate for one person, Dr. Kofi. No, just because
Minister for Foreign Affairs
Advisor to the Minister for Foreign Affairs.
Ambassador Dr. Muhammad Shahid Amin Khan, World Chair of International Human Rights Commission, beloved youth, representatives, ladies.
Please proceed the former Prime Minister's speech.
Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and very good evening to all. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the World Youth Summit for Peace 2022. I am proudly moved and touched by the honor shown me through your presence. There is no gift I could appreciate more to see you all here. I wish it were in my power fully to express my gratitude. With such a wealth of wisdom and commitment to peace represented in this room today, we are well placed to raise the bar in our peace endeavors and to imagine better way to achieve deeper, lasting peace. We are also well placed in infuse lessons learned into the global multi-arena. I fully agree with the approach taken by the organizers of this summit. A peace, even if it can start on paper, requires a deep transformation of societies inclusively. Pakistan's experience in peace and security is instructive indeed. Despite of all the ongoing complex and challenging circumstances around countries, we are all gathered here to give message of peace and prosperity to the world. The lesson we learned was that without peace in our country, on our continent, and throughout the world, there would not be effective development, human security, or respect for the environment. I recognized that we had to begin early with the youth to instill respect for each other, to celebrate our rich diversity of language, culture, and religion in a country where such distinctions were used previously as instruments of oppression. Bigotry, callousness, and lack of respect for human rights violate the basic ethical and moral assumptions of democratic society. To assist our nations in their difficult role as savior, peace builders, and believe in youth, we therefore identified core values based on freedom, dignity, equality, justice, tolerance, equality, justice, tolerance, solidarity, reconciliation, peace, values which are fundamental to our revised system. I commend the work of International Human Rights Commission as an intergovernmental organization for peace and its global campaign for peace building as worthy of the greatest support. It also tries to ensure that young people should be inquisitive, questioning, and curious about their societies and the world. We commit ourselves to the construction of complete, just, and lasting peace. So if we Pakistani want to explain the blessings of peace, we surely can, but only from a very humble position. We do not wish that anybody else, any region in the world, to live through such a trauma before arriving at the conclusion that living peacefully together is by far the best option. To me, what makes it so special is reconciliation. In politics, as in life, reconciliation is the most difficult thing. It goes beyond forgiving and forgetting, or simply turning the page. It is one of the key themes to this summit and right, or simply turning the page. It is one of the key themes to this summit and rightly so. Youth is the most precious and impressive asset of any nation, which has the ability to transform the nation's future. The youth can bring wonders if efficiently trained and guided according to the needs of today and future. In today's world, youth has totally a different set of mind. In spite of being in age, youth always possesses incredible intellect, physical strength, and wisdom. Because at this age, they are free from many prejudices and myopic thinking. Therefore, we pledge together to make these next years the best years in Pakistan's history, so that on its 75th birthday, Pakistan will be as young and as vital as when it began, and as bright a beacon of hope for the global community. We know that rebuilding a country, rebuilding a society, rebuilding trust takes time, but we can do it. All is not bright, all is not rosy. Yet if you look back 75 years at the blessedly innocent year 1947, back 75 years at the blessedly innocent year 1947, we see a real progress. We have left behind us the battles of history between religions, nations, dynasties, ideologies. 100 years on, we can look at our future with confidence and self-confidence even in these difficult economic times. The world is more open, more connected. It is safer if still unpredictable. The test is clear. There is before all people a precious chance to turn the black tide of events. If we fail to strive to seize this chance, the judgment of current and future ages will be harsh and just. If we strive but fail, the world remains armed against itself. If at least need be divided no longer in its clear knowledge of who has condemned humankind of this fate. The purpose of the summit stating these proposals is simple and clear. The fruits of the earth and of their own toil. They aspire to this, the lifting from the backs and from the hearts of men of their burden of arms and the fears, so that they may find before them a golden age of freedom, of peace. Everyone needs to put the forth an effort to communicate in order to avoid conflict. Without communication, it would be very challenging to come together as one and promote world peace. It takes team efforts from all around the globe to make the world a peaceful place. It's encouraging how the world works together in a synergistic union to make the world part of more peaceful universe. If we don't respect people's differences, then we can't have peace. You can't just look at somebody and judge them because they are different. Most people who are different are most aware of their other senses. However, I have senses that makes me see a clear vision of world. People are different. People have much to offer. Joined together, different types of nations are a powerful force and could inspire the world to function more successfully and peacefully. If we all put our best foot forward, then the world would be a better place. So as you can see, if we try to avoid wars, communicate more, and respect people's differences, we will have a more peaceful environment. I would like to share the quote of the founder of the nation, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Our object should be peace within and peace without. We want to live peacefully and maintain cordial, friendly relations with our immediate neighbors and with the world at large. I believe this summit will work in the same way of the nations to come. The themes of summit are comprised of number of issues such as intergenerational solidarity, creating world for all ages, global youth leadership to prevent and end conflicts, exploring general gender identity, interfaith harmony, peacekeeping, migration, human trafficking, conflicts and civil wars, global terrorism as threat to human rights, economics and finance, law and human rights. World also a summons, a call to action, and I look forward to working with you to answer that call. After all, the tectonic plates of geopolitical powers are shifting, and all the nations in the world, wonderful world, prospects indeed, but only if it makes for a better century than the ones that preceded it. And I personally believe that a better nation I have great pleasure in congratulating the team of IHRC for organizing this historical event in Pakistan. I would like to pay my sincere gratitude to the World Chair of IHRC, Ambassador Muhammad Shahid Amin Khan, and his team for making this historic event a reality and success for Pakistan. Bismillah.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. Thank you for the message of the Excellency 18th Prime Minister of Pakistan, who is the member of the Senate of Pakistan currently, and he is the Vice Chairman of the Pakistan People's Party, the coalition ally of the Pakistan present government, and most importantly, he is the serving president of the World Youth Summit for Peace 2022. I'm going to close today on behalf of Mr. President this World Summit stand close today, and as I will take the chief guest along with me. Before that, I want to honor my oldest colleague, younger brother. His will was to me that when I die, please give a place to my brother. Hopefully, the legacy of the Minister Jadam Magrio, he will take it ahead as he was doing and serving the nation. Khizr Hayat Magrio is appointed as the Ambassador of Goodwill for Humanitarian Affairs, Pakistan, in place of his beloved late brother, former Federal Minister Jadam Magrio. So I am giving him a credential, and with the wish that he will take the legacy of his late brother ahead to serve the humanity on the platform of the International Human Rights Commission. Khizr Hayat Magrio Sahab. Excellency, now you are giving an appreciation to the sum of youth. I'm inviting the Excellency Foreign Minister of the Republic of Togo to go on the rostrum to give a few appreciation shield to the pupils, young pupils who deserve. Yes, Your Excellency. President Youth Council. President Youth Council Shahzad Ahmad Khan.